So I'm going to first talk about what the objectives of this session are before we dive in. So as I mentioned, we're going to talk about vision, reality, action, specifically as it applies to core member work time. So the first thing that we all need to be able to do, and you all need to be able to do as managers, is actually understand and be able to list those structures in which staff members are facilitating core member work time. You need to be able to understand that the vision for success for those structures need to be based in desired core member outputs, just as Tiffany mentioned in her session yesterday. We're going to be able to then understand about how we're going to go about actually internalizing what those outputs need to be, and then we're going to, for core members, and then we're going to transition into what do staff members need to do, what are the characteristics of effective preparation, what are the characteristics of effective presentation, so those outputs can be reached. Part of that too, again, is that we'll be able to describe typical ways to check whether those outcomes are going to be met and that you'll be able to do it. That you'll then be able to support your staff by describing ways to check for staff preparation, be able to apply those ways. And then ultimately, you'll be able to circle back and apply that vision, reality, action framework to understanding, are your core members meeting those outputs, and how are your staff contributing to those outputs? So, this is the way that we're going to go about doing it. I'm going to talk about this vision piece. So we're going to start looking at, okay, so what are those structures? What do those outputs need to look like? What do my staff need to be doing? After that, after we internalize the vision, we're going to have a break, and then we're going to go back, and Patrick's going to take it away, and he's going to talk about how are we checking reality, ultimately, how are we going to be taking action. Now, the flow of this session is actually going to look very familiar after we get into it, but I wanted to start things off in a little bit of a different way. So we are going to have a quiz. Okay, so if you could partner up, take out a piece of scratch paper, and bring your A game. This is competitive, this is time, and there are prizes involved.
Yeah,